So brain cancer is still a really hard problem to solve. It kills more people under the age of 40 than any other cancer. And despite more than 2 decades of efforts internationally, we've really seen no new drugs and no new therapies emerge for patients. But I think despite those statistics, we know that there's new hope and opportunities emerging, and that's what the Brain Perioperative Program, or BrainPOP, provides.
It might be amazing to you to find out that many of the drugs that we develop to treat brain cancer go into clinical trial, so testing in patients, without us ever knowing if they get into the brain in adequate quantities. So this sort of deep understanding of how the drugs work in the brain and how they get there, I think is one of the most important questions that we can ask.
So BrainPOP is the Brain Perioperative Clinical Trial Platform, and that enables us to receive a sample from a patient before they've had treatment, and then a sample from the patient after they've had treatment. And from a research perspective, that enables us to understand what has the drug done in that patient's tumour in a way that no other studies could really answer. The platform enables us to really look to identify, has the drug reached the tumour, and is it having the impact that we hypothesised it would? And so once we can better understand that, the patient has an opportunity, should the clinical trial allow it, to continue on that treatment. But if we identify that the drug hasn't reached the tumour or it isn't doing what we think it will do, then there'll be an opportunity to really rethink that patient's treatment journey to give them something that would be more feasible for them.
BPOP is an incredible piece of infrastructure that is led by the Brain Cancer Centre in partnership with our incredible Parkville precinct partners. WEHI, Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre and Royal Melbourne, funded by the Victorian State Government in order to be able to ensure that brain cancer patients in Victoria get access to a clinical trial that is world first. I'm incredibly excited about BrainPOP because it shows that what we're doing is working. This is providing incredible results that are being talked about all over the world in brain cancer research and other clinical trials. We have the opportunity here in Victoria to be able to deliver something that is both world first and is setting the benchmark for discovery in brain cancer research and clinical trials.
Nature Medicine is an incredibly prestigious journal, and with that prestige means that it's come with an incredibly rigorous review process by some of the most eminent scientists across the globe. It's incredibly exciting for me as a scientist and for the BrainPOP trial platform, because it really means that we have this global recognition that the work that we're doing within this trial construct, but also all of the scientific research that we're doing around it, is really globally recognised.
I've been doing this for 36 years, and this is the most exciting time to be looking after patients with brain cancer. So now that we've shown that we can do it, we've got a bunch of other work already lined up. We just need the money and the people to do it.
When we have cost restrictions, we do what we can, and by all means we do as much as we can. But if we can do the next step and the next step, that's really where we found in this clinical trial, that was where all the magic was.
Whenever I sit down and meet a patient who's just been diagnosed with a brain cancer, I know that's an incredibly difficult time, an incredibly stressful time. What I say to them is, and something that I can say to them really honestly, is there has never been more investment into brain cancer. There's never been more focus, more attention, and more people working on this problem. And I truly believe that, and I've seen this in my lifetime as an oncologist, that what was incurable one day could be curable the next. And through the investment in the Brain Cancer Centre and through BrainPOP, we will see new opportunities emerge.
The future brain cancer patients will look to BrainPOP as a beacon of hope. We are moving down that path towards ensuring that the future oncologist that sits with a brain cancer patient has the option to say, we think we might have a drug that might work for you. This was delivered via a clinical trial in Victoria in 2025. And in 10 years' time, what an incredible moment to look back on and say, that drug, that particular opportunity was delivered via the Brain Cancer Centre with our partners as a way to provide future hope to brain cancer patients and their families.
I'm really excited about showing the world and showing our patients that you can have the absolute best treatment here in Australia and you don't need to travel overseas because you've got access to world-class care and world-class clinical trials right here in Australia.